supposed to wear them.
Hey, abrupt stop to the show. What's going on, guys?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
We got a special guest on here tonight.
We have Detective Clutterworm, also known as the FKBT Friendly Ghost. He has joined us today.
Shots fired early.
Oh, can we change my name now?
It's good to see you. Yeah, you can. I don't know how to do it, Sean.
No, it's staying the same the whole time.
Oh. What's going on, everyone? We got Harrelson, Snurley, Lloyd. Lloyd was the first one to sign up for the 2024-2025 season.
Nice.
It's good to see you. Good. Hopefully, we get to see you back out there on the trail. I know he's been out biking quite a bit.
That's a valid question, Harrelson. Who is that guy? He's talking about you.
I can't see any of the comments, so
hey, just in case, he's talking about you.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's good. So we already got quite a few people tuning in, which is awesome. I know there's quite a few people that are probably on vacationing or whatnot for the upcoming Independence Day, the best holiday in the year, I guess, in my opinion.
Besides Christmas.
Besides Christmas, my wife says. But no, we're looking forward to this. This is going to be about an hour-long video where we're going to go through and talk about some things. If we can keep it under an hour, that's the goal. But the main objective of this video is to go over some of briefly the rules that we made. Sorry, my wife's taking my dogs. Some of the rules, we're going to publish the schedule. We're going to talk about that here. We're going to go over registration and membership because I know there's going to be some new members that are watching this live. So we're going to go through how to register for the trail and what comes with the membership. Then we're going to talk about the boat ramp beatdown and what that's going to look like, and then what our vision and mission is for this year, and a little bit of background as to why we decided to open up the FKBT members only page to outside just the members of the group. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and kind of our thought process behind that, and then we'll answer any questions that you guys have, and then we're going to get off here, because I know you guys got busy lives and we don't need to take up too much of that. What's going on, Tom? I saw that you joined today too, Tom Shriver. Hopefully I said that right. He is a brand new member to the FKBT. So good to have you. And hopefully we can answer any questions that you may have in regards. I think I messaged him earlier. He's never done a CPR photo or tournaments before, so we're going to have to help him out and get him pointed in the right direction. So glad to have you on here.
Yeah, definitely reach out for all the new anglers. If you know somebody in the club already, which some of you may, ask them plenty of questions.
Yeah.
And we're all at your disposal anytime, so you can reach out to any of us and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But
yeah, and I'll have to go back on our members only page too, guys, and repin those how-to videos that I did earlier last year. For folks to how-to videos on how to utilize the Fishing Chaos app. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting season. I know Sean leaves for North Carolina July 23rd. I should be getting my orders here fairly soon in the next 3 months, but most likely. So I'll figure out where I'm going next. But you guys are in safe hands with Detective Clutterworm and Todd. And we're also, Todd, I'll let you introduce who's going to be helping out this year to kind of fill in on the in-person tournament stuff. So yeah, if you like, I kind of turn it over to you, Todd, and let you talk a little bit about who's going to be helping you and Detective Clutter here for the 24-25 season.
Yes, sir. Well, we've got the Mr. Rodeo himself, David Myers, is going to be helping us at the Kayak and stuff. So look forward to him helping out there. He's already been helping quite a bit anyway. So, and then also I think we're going to have Jeff Gallagher is going to help with some of the stuff as well. So there are a couple that's coming on here that's going to be helping us out with some different things. So look forward to getting them more and more involved with the club as well.
Yeah, Jeff and David, we're going to get in contact with you guys here probably in the next couple of days or so. I leave for Montana tomorrow, but when I get back after the 4th of July and everything and vacation, we'll get together and sit down and we'll have a conversation on kind of like what those expectations look like, kind of what we're asking for help in, and then it's pretty much just running the in-person meetups and award ceremonies for each event, and then kind of helping Todd and Clutter here in the event they're not able to make events to help run those events smoothly. Our main goal here is to continue the level that we've been doing every year whenever we leave. My expectation is that it's not going to fail regardless. Todd and Clutter, they could do this with their eyes closed, just like we have in the past 2 years. So I'm not too worried about that. But definitely, we really do appreciate David and Jeff for stepping up and really helping us out this year. Hopefully, you guys received an email. Kimberly, I see Kimberly Moore, you're on here. Reach out to me afterwards. I declined your membership into the official page because it looked like it was spam or a scam. So reach out to me again, and I'll add you to the page. I don't know if you got my message earlier or not. But if you guys hadn't got a chance to read the rules, fill out that liability waiver. If you're 18 or older, or 18 or younger, both of those liability waivers and everything has been published on our FKBT Facebook page, the official page, so that you guys can be in the know and what to look forward to for the 24-25 season. So, I see a lot of folks on here. Thank you guys for dropping a comment in there saying hi. I see Randy. I got your waiver. Jeff, I got yours. Ryan, I got yours. Sherman, I sent you an email. So just make sure you guys get those waivers signed and emailed back to our email or to that email that's on the post so that we can get those saved. But it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. Sorry we've been quiet for a little while, but Sean and myself has had a lot going on, and so has Todd. Todd's been real busy, and if you guys don't know, Clutter here got a new position. And what are you now, Clutter?
I'm the sergeant over the detective unit. So
nice.
Detective
so he's moving
sergeant.
up. So now he wears a suit and tie to work. We've talked to him multiple times. He does nothing now.
Oh my God.
But no, congratulations on that, man. We're glad.
Thank you.
that hopefully that affords you an opportunity to come out and fish with the club a little bit more next year, but also get to spend more time with your family. If y'all haven't followed, his daughters have been putting a smacking on the bass in their local pond, which is awesome. I love seeing that. We all do. So, yep, we got quite a few. So y'all want to jump right into some of the rules, just because that's going to be kind of where we spend a little bit of our time. Again, the purpose of this video is not really, we're not going to go line by line on the rules, but what we are going to do is we're going to talk about a few of the key changes that we made. If you want to say, I wouldn't even say that we really changed anything crazy. We just changed some wording, and the really big key thing that we need to really talk about is the Angler of the Year and the championship qualification standards. Everything else is pretty much the same, and we changed some verbiage. So we'll just go over that. Y'all cool with that?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to pull it up. We got Todd here pulling it up to share it on the screen. Can you zoom in a little bit, Todd, on that?
Yeah.
You got to hit that plus sign up in the center.
Y'all be nice, Todd. Be nice to Todd.
Be nice to me. I've never done this before.
Hey, he's looking through his bifocals right now. All right.
Oh, God.
All right. So
This is like one of these old
something-
guys trying to work a computer, right?
Yeah. So in interpretation in section 1, nothing changed there for interpretation and enforcements. That's just making sure that you guys don't violate any laws, state, federal, local laws. I mean, or we have detective clutter that will send you straight to jail. Safety. Safety, the big thing that I want to talk about here, and the reason I do this is because it impacted our results at this year's championship. And I wanted to make sure that I hit on this, made it very clear and understanding. So on safety in the second bullet point there, it says each contestant is required to wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved personal flotation device. That's a chest-style life preserver while fishing from or maneuvering your kayak during tournament hours. You may only remove your life vest to remove or add clothing, jackets, shirts, rain gear, whatever. If you decide to leave your rain jacket on or an article of clothing on, your life jacket must always be visible. So you can't put your rain jacket on over it. That would defeat the purpose if you have an inflatable, because then it wouldn't be able to inflate properly. So make sure that you guys are always have that life jacket readily visible, just for your safety. All kayaks, where's it at? Yeah, so you can remove it if you want to take article of clothing off, but you must put it back on. You cannot take your life jacket off, eat lunch with your life jacket off, and then start fishing. As soon as you do that, you have immediately disqualified yourself. If someone sees it or if it's posted on social media or whatever, then we're going to take the actions necessary to make sure that we uphold the rule there. For the new anglers, if you are operating the kayak under, this often includes, so you're going to need a safety whistle or an approved audio signal device, a 360-degree white light, a high visibility flag flown. Those are all required items. If you guys are operating a motor, again, make sure you have proper registration and navigation lights, red and green navigation lights. Anything else there for safety? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you covered it all.
All right, let's go down to number 3, Todd. Thank you, Sherman. I just got your email for the updated waiver. So, all right. So, for the first bullet point here, again, entry fees have to be paid. There's a mandatory captain's meeting that we'll post that we'll do every Thursday before each event. For those new members that haven't participated before, we do a virtual captain's meeting that you must attend every Thursday at 7 p.m. prior to the event. Again, fishing chaos. Waist belt vests are not allowed. It has to be over the shoulder. Dwayne Guerin. Competitors, we use Fishing Chaos. If you guys need help on downloading Fishing Chaos, if you have Apple or Android, you just go to the app store and type in Fishing Chaos. The app looks, we can post on, or we shared the link on our social media pages. You click the link, it'll take you right there to become a member. Payback. So we're going to pay the top 3 like we have every regular season event, unless we reach over the 50 participants in the event. In that case, we'll pay out the top 10%. So every regular season event up to this point, we haven't broken the 50 angler mark. We'll pay out the top 3 and big bass. Any person participating in an FKBT tournament, it's at their sole. It is at our discretion to make sure that you guys are held responsible for your are being held liable for following these rules and regulations. That's pretty much it there. The one thing, the withdrawal from a tournament, if you have to withdraw, you've paid and you had to withdraw from a tournament due to like a family reason. If you you have 2 options. I can give you a 90% refund because Stripes takes out fees. I don't see, you pay $50. I think we get 47 of it. So you'll get a 90% refund, or you can use it. I will transfer it to the account and I can use it towards another event later on down the road, so that you don't lose out on the money that you paid to fish that event. You just got to let me know within no later than 24 hours prior to the official start of the tournament. That's the only thing there, guys. Oh, if you win, you will have to. If you win any money, or before I send any money out to any angler, you will have to complete an IRS form W-9, and that's on file. So if you any angler that earns over $600 in winnings, will have to file that using a 1099 form. Okay, that's it. Off limits, practice, and competition. We can go down there. Nothing changed there from last year other than
days
off practice. Yeah, so the only thing that changed here, Todd, if you want to scroll up, it's off. Up a little bit more. Right there. Okay, just right here is good. You're good right there. Payback. No, we already talked about that.
Yeah, scroll down. It's probably because you're zoomed way in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, off limits.
To the next page.
Yeah. So off limits, it was the big change there was off limits was last year was 3 p.m. the Friday before the tournament. That has been changed to noon. So you have to be off the water at noon the Friday before the tournament.
Yep.
Okay. That's noon Friday prior to tournament start date you cannot be back on the water until launch.
30 minutes. Yeah.
30 minutes prior to lines in. And that's something we'll talk about here in a minute too. So last year you were able to launch an hour before official lines in. This year it's going to be 30 minutes prior to lines in. The unique identifier code will be published at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. the night prior to the tournament is when that will be released. The big thing too is the official practice period. So what really changed, it was 21 days. Last year we've moved it to 30-day period, a 30-day period now. So what that really involves, I'll let Sean talk about that.
No, I was just going to say, like, inside that 30-day window, you can only pre-fish out of an authorized craft for the club. So your kayak, and that's going to fall under another section, authorized vessels and information gathering. 30 days, like any guide service can't be done inside that 30 days and in specifically, if that makes sense. If you have any questions on that, 30 days to the tournament, only authorized vessels for the club. At 31 days, you can go out on your bass boat and pre-fish if you want to. But as soon as it hits 30 days out, you got to go to the kayak for pre-fishing.
And something that we're going to address here that I'll just go ahead and address during official practice. If you are practicing within that 30-day window, one motor or two motors, as long as on your kayak, as long as they're electric, right? You have a trolling motor, and a lot of people have a Torpedo or an what is it, NK, a Newport, and a bow mount. Again, I can't control, nor am I going to try to enforce a rule. Some of you might have already been doing it, but during practice periods, I mean, if you're running, as long as it's safe and you guys are not doing anything crazy, a bow mount and an NK Torpedo or whatever during practice is fine. I don't think there's any way for us to enforce that as tournament directors anyways. But I just wanted to publicly state that out here. Just be smart in operating your vessel and make sure that you guys are following state, federal, and local laws and Coast Guard too. Because if you get stopped by them, then that's a whole other ballgame. That's out of our hands. And Joshua, again, right now for official tournaments, is still only one motor, not to exceed 3 horsepower. So your typical Torpedo or a Newport is that you either go a stern or a bow. During official tournaments, one motor. For now, I know it says in the future. I don't know what that looks like, to be honest with you. I don't want to speculate and cause any confusion. During practice, we don't have a restriction on the number of motors that you want to use. But during official tournaments, one motor. Information gathering, we're good there, Todd. Kayak regulations, again, nothing changed here. You may have one electric motor not to exceed the 3 horsepower. Again, no other changes to what we've allowed as far as kayaks goes. No really big changes there. You can keep going, Todd. Any questions so far, guys, that are watching? We got 32 folks on here. So if you guys got questions, drop them in the comment sections, because this is where it's going to get.
Ryan asked a question. He asked, "Can we go on a boat without fishing?"
As long
What are
as
you
you're
going on a
not
boat for?
Yeah, for pleasure. I mean, we can't stop, nor are we going to, like. I don't know how we can enforce you guys going out and pleasure boating or anything. Again, I'm not just. This is a gentle, like, be a gentle. You got to be, have some integrity and a gentleman sport about it. Don't. I mean, yeah, that's the best
if
thing.
you're
I
in
can
your
say
boat
there.
graphing and looking for spots,
That's unauthorized.
Not going to be okay.
Yeah.
But if you're
if you're out on your wake boat, riding your tube, that's different.
Yeah.
But it's
no graphing or any sort of you can't do any sort of preparation on your boat in regards to our tournaments being held on that water within that 30-day time period. Christopher Blanco, that's the route we're going to go this year as far as pre-practice hours goes, with noon versus the 3 p.m. We're gonna stick to that this year, and we're gonna see what that looks like. Our main goal, to be honest with you here, is to eliminate the possibility of anglers even being able to pre-fish that Friday. So next year it might be gone altogether, to be honest with you. But we're gonna leave it at noon. We just talked about it, and we're gonna give it a shot. That's all I can really say. There wasn't really much thought into it other than we're going to change it to noon. I'm just 100% with you. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, because last year, we were talking about cutting out pre-fishing on Fridays altogether, and that was kind of an issue. And we went with 3. Yeah. I think tailoring it back a little bit. Yeah, I think, I don't know. My view is sometimes people go out and beat up all their fish on the Friday before. Some people out there beating up other people's spots the Friday before. I'm not saying it's being done, but
yes,
not here. But I've heard it done in the past in other places.
And I got some cool statistics that I'm going to pull up on here too that we have from last year, and then I'm going to do the same thing for next year, and we're going to compare that.
It definitely does eliminate Todd's barrel of fish. I agree with that, Dave.
But noon it is. The big thing we got up here now is measuring device. Catch boards are the official and mandatory measuring device for all FKBT events. I do not have, nor do I own, the new Yak Attack leaderboard. I have submitted for the approval process. Spoke with Amy or Wendy a little bit about it. I haven't received anything yet to make that decision or that change. These rules are the measure. This particular rule has the possibility to change, but until we get our hands on that board, we are going to go to ICAST, and I'll talk to them there. But until I have my hands on the board, Sean, Todd, or whoever, and we talk with our judge who's over in the FKBT Tennessee area, we're going to stick with the catch boards for now until we can come together and make that decision. There's some things that we want to verify, and we're kind of using other tournaments as a judge on what that looks like, and the glares and the markings and things. There's some things that might need to be worked out before we throw it into our as an approved measuring device. So just bear with us. It doesn't mean it's not going to be authorized, but as of right now, before the season starts, there's a good chance that it will be approved. But yes, Joshua, we're going to get to that here in a minute about does the sticker have to be placed on it. So let us get to that here in a minute. Again, contestants are expected to bring their own measuring device. If you lose it or forget it, there's other contestants that have it. You have extras. You may borrow those there. We will be doing virtual board checks prior to every event. So when we do our virtual mandatory captains meeting, we will also attach a virtual board check. That gives us, the tournament directors, an opportunity to correct any, I guess, what's the proper word? Any, I don't know, infractions issues you may have with your board. That's proper placement of the sticker that is required on your on the bump, your markings on your board if they're legible and can be seen by the judge. All of those things we will identify those on Thursday or Friday before the actual tournament. Again, that's right there. A sticker or engraving must be used on the fence of the bump board and centered. The minimum size is 1.75 inches in diameter and a 3-inch width and 1-inch height sticker. So the FKBT sticker you see on the left there, those were given to every member and are free. That can be placed on there. That's the appropriate sticker. And then on the right, that FKBT is also a sticker that will be given to you of no charge, that can be put on your bump as a contrasting mark.
Or you can put your own sticker on there.
Or you can put your own sticker,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, just as long as it meets the minimum size requirement and is placed in the center of your fence.
Yeah.
The fence of the bump.
And the reason behind this is, coming from the judging side of things, is it allows us to be able to see if that fish's mouth is touching that bump board, right? And it allows to see whether that mouth is closed, cracked, open, all of that. So it's a judging thing is the main reason why we want that. And most tournaments around the country require some type of a contrasting mark on the end of the bump board. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sticker. You can take a Sharpie and make a circle there on the end of it to make it contrasting, right? Make a big star, whatever, as long as it's in that size range to fit on the end of that bump board. So
I was going to say, Dave Myers. Yeah, we're tracking the mirror thing. If we go over it, there's not going to be a contrasting mark for the mirror.
The only thing you got to keep in mind about the mirror without that contrasting marker sticker is the seemingly glare that is causing a lot of issues for tournament directors and judging officials. It's a pretty, when there's no glare, it's fantastic, but when that glare is there, it's almost impossible. So.
Yeah, and we may get into this a little bit later, but one thing with the measuring device, when you're measuring your fish, to make sure that you have a picture that is taken beyond the tail, an inch beyond it, so that we can tell with the measurement. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm going to do, since we do have quite a bit of anglers that are going to be our new members, is I'm going to create a guide, and it's going to have a bunch of pictures on fish submissions that show what we want to see, what we don't want to see when we talk about drastic angles here, what we don't want to see when you submit a photo, or what could cause your submission to be disqualified. So I'm going to create a picture with green check marks and red X's on what to do and what not to do. Make it simple for you guys. But yeah, and the FKBT stickers will be issued out throughout the events. Myself, Todd, Detective Clutter, we're going to give some to Gallagher, and we're going to give some to David Myers. We're going to give stickers to them. So when we go out to different boat ramps for the first couple events, they will be handing out the identifier cards and the stickers like we have at each one of the events. Yes, and there is a test tournament. We'll post that, Snurley, on our members only page too, for new members and first time users of the Fishing Chaos app to go on to the test tournament and practice their submissions and using the app. Okay, I appreciate you for bringing that up too, man. I appreciate that. We can scroll on down again. Permitted fishing methods. Nothing has changed there. keep going, Todd. We don't need to really spend too
Let's-
much time on that again.
One quick thing I saw right here, any angler's catch must be safely released before casting or fishing may resume. If it's not, it is highly suggested to take a video of any fish that may be questionable about being alive or not. So
Yeah.
if your fish, let's just say that the eye is blind, they're blind in it, or it's missing or whatever. Take a video going from the board all the way up to releasing it in the water to show that it's alive. Otherwise, if the judge questions it and you don't have that, it can be DQ.
Yes. And all it is this is my 19.75 on the board, and this is the 19.75 going in the water, and they see it swim away. Make sure that you show it swimming away. And a good person to talk about that, you have Thomas Woodring, Chris Mitchell, Sherman Bishop, all those guys in our club. You guys can reach out to any of these members, or just drop a post on our official page saying, hey, can someone share a video of a release so that I know what it looks like. Sportsmanship again. Okay, so we're gonna harp on this a little bit. Not too much though. But we'll talk about it a little bit because I think it's important. We expect high standards as far as sportsmanship goes, courtesy. Again, the biggest thing that we cannot stress enough is communicating with your fellow anglers on the water. And Joshua Perez, no, we have a phone. Unless you have a GoPro that's down and you see it overhead photo of or video of the fish on the board and then being released, then yes. But I would suggest having it on your phone because it needs to be readily available and be able to be sent to the judge before that fish is final approved. And I don't think you could do that with a GoPro, but I could be wrong. Sorry, I'll keep going here. I just saw that question and wanted to answer it. Again, communicate with fellow anglers on the water. Okay, so if you have a spot that you plan on fishing, you see another angler there, it's a simple conversation. Hey, Clutter, I pre-fished here. I plan on fishing this. Where do you plan on going so that we're in communication, right? There's a 50-yard buffer zone there that is already a part of the rules, but that doesn't say that you two can be closer. You guys can be closer and fish that same area, but you have to communicate, right? If someone politely says, hey, I don't want you to be within that 50-yard buffer, have the sportsmanship to be like, okay, fish outside that buffer zone. When that angler leaves, then, politely go in. We're not out here road blocking or creating barriers for other anglers. There's going to be no blocking of bridges so other anglers can't pass through. Right. But the big thing here is just communicating with anglers on the water. If you pass an angler, that is heading south and is fishing a wall or fishing, the structure, right, and you can see that they're heading that way, as you're passing them, hey, Clutter, I'm going down here to this dock or to this point, and I plan on fishing it. Is that going to be in your way? Is that hard to do? No. Right. But if you're outside that 50-yard buffer zone, right, again, is there really anything that can be done? No. Just be sportsmanship. Just be good sportsmen. And if you see someone that is on the water not wearing or following proper safety protocol, it is our job as anglers to enforce that standard, right? So if you see someone that's in our club that is fishing our club event, that is proactively fishing our tournament without a life jacket on, what are you going to do? Say, hey, what if Clutter is stuck on a mat that I wanted to fish? Again, communicate. You go up and talk to them. I mean, it's a simple conversation, but yeah, I would tell Clutter to kick rocks, in my opinion. But where
am
was
I sinking again, or or on fire? Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But just communicate. That's all I'm going to leave it at. It's there in the rules. But if you see an angler that doesn't have navigation lights on and is running a motor, hey, what happened to your navigation light? Like, hold them accountable. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they didn't read the rules. If they're fishing without a life jacket on, hey, you forgot your life jacket. Notify the tournament director, and we can figure something out there. Again, scoring. Again, we score and using quarter-inch increments. The catch photo release method. Your 5 longest verified length of individual fish will be totaled for your score each day. Nothing is crazy there. Nothing changed. Okay. Minimum says all tish. I understand that. I'm going to make a correction. It's all fish. The minimum is 12 inches. No, you do not wait until the end of the tournament to turn them in, Evan Fracasso. If you see an angler that is out there fishing without a life jacket on, you notify communicate with them and say, hey, you realize you don't have your life jacket on, and it's a requirement, a safety requirement as far as competing goes. And hopefully they correct it. But you still notify us. Or if you're an angler that's been notified by another angler, you should be notifying me immediately, or the judge or tournament director, whoever that is, saying, hey, sorry, I got on my kayak, got out to my fishing spot, and I went underway without my life jacket on. Right? I should be hearing from you versus another angler. But again, we need to hold everybody to that standard. It's all about safety and making sure anglers are held responsible for that, or accountable, I should say. Nothing else, guys? Clutter, you got anything you want to add?
No, I agree. If you mess up, you mess up. Just own up to it. We kind of talked about it earlier, but there's no place in the club for unsportsmanlike conduct or even lying. So just hold yourself to a higher standard. If you forget, you forget, and we'll move on. That's all.
Yes. One thing else I will say about sportsmanship too, not necessarily water. This is at tournament meetups, the award ceremonies, but also sportsmanship to your tournament directors. We're not getting paid. Todd, Sean, Clutter, and myself, Gallagher, and Myers, none of us are getting paid to do this, right? We're doing this because it's something that we love and we enjoy doing it. So harassing tournament directors on rule violations because you're being held accountable for, not wearing a life jacket, not, the photo submission time is at this time, and you weren't able to submit your fish because of X, Y, and Z. We'll get to that here in a minute. It's angler responsibility. I don't want to be harassed anymore. I don't want Todd, Sean, or Clutter to have to deal with that. I know myself and Sean are going to be kind of behind the scenes now once we leave. So it's going to be more on Todd and Clutter and those guys. Don't give them a hard time. We're enforcing these rules. They're here. They're available from now until, the very last day. Nothing barely changes on them. And they're embedded in the Fishing Chaos platform for each tournament. So there should be no reason why. Yeah, Todd?
Clutter's showing up to the tournaments in his squad car with his Hobie rooftop above the sirens or the lights, so that we can just cuff and stuff if we do have that issue.
No, we're good.
Yeah, but I hit on that because there's been some instances where there were some exchanges. Again, we could have conversations and we're going to have disagreements, right? People aren't going to be 100% on board with some of the rules that have been adjusted. We get that. Again, we're making these changes for the best interest of anglers, not specific people as a whole, right? So we're not, again, we hope that we're able to meet everybody kind of in the middle here. But at the end of the day, there's a way that you can communicate and talk to us, and we would really appreciate it if you guys understood that. We have families and work and things too, so just be patient with us in that regard, please. Angler of the Year points. Nothing changed here. I created a post earlier this week talking about comparing inches versus points. And I just wanted to spark a good, fun conversation about what people's thoughts were, in hopes that you guys would respond. And we got quite a bit of feedback on it, which was awesome. So I appreciate that. That's what we want to see. good, healthy conversations and debates and why people or what people would like. As of right now, we're going to stick to the points, and I'll show you the data here as to why we made that decision and not going with the inches. But can you scroll up again for me, Todd? Yeah, just for right there, you're good. So we're going to continue on a 100-point scale like we did last year. You get first place, you get 100 points. Second place, 99. Third place, 98, 97, so on and so forth. In order to receive any points, you have to catch at least one fish. You have to catch at least one scoreable fish for you to receive any sort of points towards AOY. Okay? Todd, can you scroll up? I don't know why it keeps going down. Okay, perfect. That's good. That's perfect right there. I don't know why it shifted. All competitors that score an eligible fish, which is a minimum of one 12-inch fish, will receive points. If a competitor does not score a 12-inch, at least one 12-inch fish, you will receive 0 points for that event. I will make sure everyone understands that. Here, where we're going to get into, here is another, I would say, minor change, adjustment to the qualification standards. We talked about it a little bit last year, and then we spent a lot of time over the off season so far talking about Angler of the Year qualification standards. So, number one, you're going to see probably one of the the catchier things. Anglers must compete and score in 6 FKBT regular season events. Competing meaning catching at least one scoreable bass. So if you want to qualify or you want to be competitive and compete and try to win the Angler of the Year title for next year, it's going to take your best 6 events. And once we release the schedule, there's 9 regular season events, so you're going to have plenty of opportunities. But for Angler of the Years, we want to see the most consistent angler who's out there competing and fishing in our tournaments is going to be the one that's going to walk home with that title next year. We did 6 events because there's some things that we're doing to the award or reward that you're going to be getting for Angler of the Year. That's going to we want to require more participation. So we upped it to one more event. Okay. Anglers must check in at that designated location. Again, none of that has changed. The only thing that we added to this was notifying the tournament director before noon, 12 p.m. if you're not able to make the check-in. So if you guys have to get off the water for any family or reason, you must notify the tournament director or the judge before noon saying, hey, I'm off the water. Once you notify them that you're off the water, there's no more submissions allowed. You can no longer submit any fish caught after that time period once you said you're off the water. If you fail to notify us as the tournament director that you're not going to make the meetup, your points that you earn for that event will go 0. We will deduct those points from you. We need to make sure we're trying to incorporate trying to have max participation at these award ceremonies to really bring together what the FKBT is all about. And we'll talk more about that here a little bit later on. But after anglers check off the water, no more fish can be submitted. Was someone going to say anything?
Another reason for that is safety. We want to make sure all anglers are off the water, right? And that's why we have the physical check-in and also the call-in, because this way we can account for every angler that was out on the water that morning or that day and make sure that they're back in. Because if we don't know, we're going to have to send out a search party looking for you.
Yes, exactly. Kalen, I'll get to you here in a minute, bud, whenever we get done talking about this to answer your question. I see your comment, so we'll get to here momentarily. Where are we at here? Can you scroll back up?
Qualification.
No, I just want to make sure that we're good. Okay, ties, nothing changed to the tiebreaker. Okay, championship qualification center. Or Sean, you want to hit that?
Yeah, so unlike the AOI requirements of 6 events to qualify for the championship, it's going to be you must compete in 4 regular season events, right? And it says top third in AOI standings will automatically qualify for the FKBT championship. We're looking, I think we put a number on it, the top 30. Right now, we're assuming we're going to go over 90. Hopefully we can hit that 100+ mark this season. And roll downs, obviously still a thing, just like we did this year, that meet the requirements. Like if we need to roll down, it's going to be to those anglers that met the championship qualification requirements of 4 regular season events. Yeah, we already said that. Winning any regular season FKBT event is an auto qualifier as long as you fished 4 events. So you could win an event, be 65th in AOY standings, but you have 4 events, you're qualified for the championship. So a win with 3 other events is a qualification for the championship. Any questions on that? I think that's pretty easy. Cut and dry.
So again, 6 regular season events is going to be your best 6 for Angler of the Year, and your best, if you fish 4 events, you're qualified for the championship. So long you fall into the top third or 30, whatever wherever we're at, it'll be pretty easy.
And our minimum right now, I think we were about 28 this year for the championship. We said our minimum number is 30 for the championship, but we're making some assumptions, which I think we're growing. We're doing pretty good, so I think we're going to be easily at 90 plus members this year.
Yeah, that's the plan, guys. Again, we can't get to 90 members without you guys sharing and getting the word out there. We're doing our best. We got a lot of folks interested, but at the end of the day, too, we want folks to come out there and participate in the club. So, Kaylin, I see you are 15 and you have. I have a fishing cast account and I already ran it. Okay. Yeah, so there's a waiver, Kaylin, that you'll have to you will fill out, and your parents, your legal guardian, will have to sign. They will have to be present as far as like driving you and everything. So, Kaylin, get with me. I would love to have a conversation with you and your parents in regards to fishing the trail next year. I don't see why it wouldn't be an issue, but I would love to have a conversation and make sure that you're squared away, and we'd love to have you out here fishing in the trail. I know there's a couple other anglers who are bringing their sons and daughters out to fish our trail next year that are under 18. So I think that'll be a cool opportunity. I've seen your online account and seen where you've done pretty well, man. So yeah, we'd love to have you out there. Photo criteria. You want to hit on, who wants to hit on this? I'll
cover it. It's fine. Yeah. So first bullet there, all anglers are responsible for photos turned in the tournament management system. Any issues must be reported to the tournament director immediately. We kind of had some issues last year, like people bringing up submission issues either after lines out or really late in the day. And those fish had been caught 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And that issue wasn't addressed immediately, and it caused some issues, right? So we didn't say no sandbagging, but there's some anglers who waited a little bit too long at some points and had submission issues, and they were unable to submit those photos. So attempt to, I generally wait. I catch 5 fish, and I go through, and if I catch 5 fish, most of the time I catch like 1 in a tournament. But I'll normally try and get a limit, then I'll submit them all at once, as early in the day as possible. But late in the day, it's not good to hold on to those fish and wait till the last minute. I don't think we need to cover that. Bring it up to myself or any of these 4 guys, or the judge, which is normally a judge from KBFTN, immediately, and we'll try and square you guys away before lines out.
This year, it's going to be Sean P. Will be Sean B. and the guy from KBFTN that are going to be judging, and myself.
Yeah. I'll be up in North Carolina judging when I can. I won't be fishing. I don't think I'll fish any events probably till I think I may make it down for our December event. I almost said the name of it, but I'll wait. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. We already covered that. Let's see. Each photo must include the following criteria: to avoid penalties and disqualifications. Entire bass from the tip of the lip to the end of the tail on approved measuring device, and 1 inch beyond that tail, right? We're looking, if you have a 19.25, we should see out to 20 1/4. That next inch measurement mark out. Hopefully that makes sense. Bailey just brought up a picture of a swimming pool, I think, with a fish on it. But a good overhead shot, not a drastic angle. Go ahead and bring that back up. I can see his engraved mark on his board, and the fish's mouth is touching. Fish's mouth is closed entirely. His hands placed exactly as the photo and the rules on hand placement. Tail's flat on the board, and I can see the next inch mark beyond the tail. We say a minimum of an inch beyond the fish's tail. If you look at Chris's photo there, you can see the entire board. But nothing should be covering the bump or the fence, right? Minus that fish, right? There shouldn't be a net draped over the bump of the board. Clearly seen board and identifier. Identifier is not going to be on top of the fish or obscured by the fish, right? Clearly identifiable identifier with code for that event, approved measuring device. Let's see, the accepted position, fish is laying to the left, right? Board's to the left, mouth closed. We already covered all that.
Yeah, that's good. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah. If you guys are new to catch photo release, read the rules. If you have any questions that we need to clarify for you and what the meaning is beyond the rule, just hit me up directly. Myself and Bailey get a lot of messages. Todd does, Chris Clutter does. Reach out to one of us. Me and Bailey work probably the least out of the four of us. We kind of sham a lot, but and we're pretty responsive immediately. Let's see. Already covered that. FKBT provided code and identifier. Anglers may use hand finger to hold the fish in the submitted photograph. You can pinch the tail, but you can't be actively pinching when you take that photo, if that makes sense. You can pinch that tail and then position it, then you must remove your hand from that no-touch zone. Let's see. We already covered it if the fish has a visible glossy eye. What's up?
Number 10.
Number 10. Quality of the photo submitted is responsibility of the angler. Anglers should be aware and cautious of glare, water droplets, or any other factors that may adversely affect the quality of their photographs for submission. Failure to do so will result in any catch submission be disqualified. All right, I'm gonna do a little caveat on that, right? So good clear photo, right? But there may be some situations where cell phone service may be an issue, and you can submit a reduced quality photo through Fishing Chaos, and generally you're able to view those fish and effectively score them. But be prepared to bring that fish up on a photo to one of us post-event if we need to clarify any visuals on that. If you upload a reduced quality photo and it can't be judged, there'll just be a follow-up probably after the tournament, or when you get a better service that judge, whether it's myself or I don't know how I'm forgetting his name right now. Daniel. We'll probably shoot you a message through the Fishing Chaos app. Hey, can you send me a higher quality resolution photo when you get a chance, or get in the service, right? So that's the one thing where you may have some reduced quality to your photo, but if you don't upload a original photo and it's blurry, drastic angle, water droplets affect our ability to judge that fish, it's going to be denied, and we're going to request another photo. So quick fix to that is take multiple photos. Make sure I check my lens every time I pull it out to make sure there's not water droplets on it, because it happens all the time, to be honest with you.
I have to check mine for fish slime.
Yeah, I think that's good there as far as covering photo criteria, because I'm going to post a photo criteria, for dummies.
Keep on going down.
Much. Yeah.
Keep on going down. There's a photo in there, proper hand placement, no touch zones. Keep on going down. Keep on going down. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Penalties. There we
Penalties.
go.
Keep going down. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, right there. So penalties, eligible fish mouth not completely closed, exceeding more than a 1/4 inch. That's a 1/2 inch deduction. Lip not touching the board. The gate, it's going to be DQ'd. Eligible fishtail not lying flat on the board, DQ'd photo. Measurement device numbers not readily visible or identifiable in photograph. Remember, again, we said 1 inch beyond. To clarify that a little bit, a lot of times we slide our identifier over the numbers to the fish's tail. And if everything's covered and we can't see the number under the tail and the number beyond the tail, we're not going to be able to judge that fish effectively.
So it's a 17-inch fish. Your identifier that slides on your catch board needs to be positioned after the 18-inch mark.
Yep. Let's see. Complete approved identifier not in the picture, obstructed, not readily visible, identifiable in photograph.
Yeah, Daryl.
I wasn't going to drop his name, but thanks a lot, Bailey. That's automatic probation on the WTTTT. But yeah,
I'm calling him out.
The bring up that photo. The fish's fin was over top the identifier, right? And you could not completely see the code. So positioning that identifier in the proper place to where it's clearly visible is imperative. Photograph not, or watercraft not invisible in photograph. You should be in your watercraft at all times. It's in the rules. You can't portage or wade during tournaments. So the bottom of your watercraft should or inside your watercraft should always be visible in your photos. Dead fish will not be scored. I think that covers everything.
Yep. Real quick, and just if you guys are watching this, I'm not going to put you guys on blast, but if you guys had fish DQ'd, I'm going to send an email out. If you guys are okay with me utilizing some photos from last year's tournaments to use as what we want to see versus what we don't want to see, please, I want to get your guys' approval first. So drop it in the comment section below or reach out to me and say, hey, Chris, you can use my situation as a learning opportunity for others. We would love to do so, but I'm not going to do that without your guys' approval first. So I will use Harrelson's because he was on my team and cost us the win. And I'm just kidding. He didn't cost us the win. But yes, the glare on the identifier is a big portion. If you put your identifier in a sleeve, protective sleeve, just make sure that there's no glare. The Florida sun is a pain. But waiver and release liability forms. Yeah, Todd.
Speaking of glare, make sure there's no glare on your board.
Yes.
That is another huge factor, especially if it's low light and you're using your headlamp or your flash on your camera. It can be a big glare on the board and you cannot read the numbers. So make sure that you double check your photos before you release that fish back into the water, so that you can make sure you get a good one.
Yeah.
I have problems with it.
Again, all of these things we're talking about when it comes to photo criteria is the angler's responsibility. Failure to read and understand the rules and doing this is your responsibility, not my responsibility as a tournament director or my judge. They're going to be the ones enforcing it. You don't follow it. It's a simple DQ. If you can provide a corrective photo to rectify the situation, then fantastic. We will accept that. But if you cannot, it'll be a DQ, and your next fish that meets is a 12-inch minimum will fill its place. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say there's a block you check every time you register for a tournament. It's like I have read and understand the rules. And you have one option, check yes. So
yes,
as soon as you check that and you violate a rule, and your answer is that, well, I didn't know. It's not a valid answer. So.
Yeah. Waiver and release liability. Any angler, again, y'all saw my posts on the social media platforms. There are PDFs there. Sign them, email them to floridakayakbasstrail@yahoo.com. We got them saved. And yeah, you can't compete until you do that. So if you have any questions about the rules and Angler of the Year and championship qualification standards, reach out to us. Again, we'll update you guys once we get a determination on the leaderboard, the Yak Attack leaderboard. But I foresee that being potentially the only thing that will be amended, rule amended wise. So that's all we got for the rules, guys. Again, that was right at about 50 minutes, which is a little bit more time than what we wanted to spend on it. So, Todd, you can go ahead and remove that. I don't see any other questions being popped up, but if you do, reach out to us. Social media, through that email I just talked about, or you have my number. If you have my number, reach out, guys. We talk and we will respond promptly. So the next order of business in which we were going to discuss, and probably what all of you guys are really on here to really look at, is where are we going to be fishing at next year? That's a good question. That is a good question. You guys want to go ahead? Are y'all ready to see where we're going to be fishing at for next year? Or should we talk about registration and membership next? Which one?
Jay, you got them all excited. Just throw the schedule out there.
All right. So I'm about to post up on the screen. Before I post it up on the screen, it will be after this live. It's going to be posted on our members only page. It's going to be blasted all over our social media accounts. Please take the graphic that's on those accounts and share it amongst your own groups and get other folks involved. What I'm going to ask Todd to do later on is to create a QR code from our Fishing Chaos account that we can put on that so people can scan it. That'll take them right to our Fishing Chaos homepage so that they can look at the schedule, they can scan the QR code and sign up to become a member and have our schedule, okay? So, again, I'm going to post it up here. I'm going to bring it up to the center of the screen in 3, 2, I'm just kidding. All right, here it is. All right, so this is going to be the schedule for the 2024-2025 season. Starting off September 7th. Last year we started in October. This year we're going to kick off September 7th. It's going to be where we held our championship at. So Lake Toho. It's going to be September 7th. Our meetup for that event is going to be on the Big Toho Marina. We are going to be linking up with the new owners of that marina, which is going to be cool. October 12th is going to be Blue Cypress. That's down on the southern region of our area. Orange Lake, November 9th, has made it back onto our regular season event. We brought back the Claremont chain. If you noticed, last year we had the Harris chain. This year we're going to do the Claremont chain. January 11th, Fellsmere Stick Marsh. February 8th, we're going back to Rodman. March 8th, we're going to Lake Panisofsky. April 12th is Lake Garcia. And then April 26th, this year we're going to double up in April like we did last year. We're going to go to Garcia, which is in the southern region of our area. And then we're going to go back to Lake Seminole. So those are going to be our events for this year. And then our championship, we will release that location around this January, February timeframe. Once we get it dialed in on where we want to go and where's what that looks like. So what you guys think? What's your guys' thoughts on the schedule? I'm going to leave it up there for a minute so folks can see it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you started talking post-tournament meetups, Big Toho Marina. Blue Cypress has one ramp, so it's going to be one location. Orange Lake, same location we've done in the past for post-tournament meetup. Claremont chain, we'll go back to B-dubs.
Oh, God.
Woodring's loving Dinkmont chain.
Hey, y'all want to talk about?
Hey, Todd's been hammering giants.
Yeah.
Todd, tell us about Claremont chain.
Todd, tell us about the Claremont chain, Todd. He's muted on purpose.
Unmute yourself, Todd. It won't let me unmute you.
Sorry, the dog was barking a while ago. Well, I'll put it like this. I caught my PB on the Claremont chain a couple of weeks ago.
You caught
So-
your PB on the Claremont chain. The guy that you took out there that's never fished out of a kayak before caught his PB out of there, which was just an inch shy of your PB.
Yeah, his was 23 and a half. Mine was 24 and a half.
So y'all just need to step your game up out there. But hey, I'm just saying, the Claremont chain, when I went out there, I caught almost 40 fish the last time I was out there. Yeah, and Joshua Perez, yeah, no Lako. You want to talk about a dink lake? Lako is the dink. Actually, you know what, guys? All
Yep,
right. So
now it's time. That's a good segue.
Well, that's a great segue there.
Yep.
I did a lot of after I found out I missed the live last night, I did a lot of mathing. So I'm going to pull up some statistics from last year. So for those anglers that are new to the club and think, oh man, will I be able to compete or stay with the club scene? Right? It's not easy, right? These lakes are all lakes, according to these numbers, are hard. So data from the 23-2024 season. So Fellsmere Stickmarsh, Headwaters, for those of you that don't know, 23 out of the 45 registered anglers caught a limit. The average inch per angler caught was 47 inches or 47.71 inches. Okay. Toho, 26 out of 46 anglers caught a limit. 53 inches being the average inch caught. Kissimmee, 14 out of 43 anglers caught a limit.
Kissimmee's
You guys
awesome.
can read. You guys can read the average inches. I'm not going to go too much more into it. Panisofsky, 6 out of 37 anglers. Again, there was wind and factors there that played into how difficult it was fishing, but still, 39 inches. Harris chain, the bass, whatever you want to call it, of Florida, 15 out of 37 anglers caught a limit. 46.54 inches was the average. St. John's, we had an angler catch 99 inches. Blake Abbey caught 99 inches on the St. John's River. 6 out of those 23 caught a limit. Instapoga, 13 out of 36. Weather did play a part in Instapoga again. Orange Lake, 16 out of 25 with a 61 inch average, which is good. Okeechobee, 10 out of 34 anglers caught a limit with a 43.5 inch average. And Seminole.
Womp.
Seminole had 6 out of 16 with 50 inches as an average caught. So why I did that math and why I wanted to bring that up is for anglers who are out there that are like, oh, I can't, compete. All this boils down to, you catch a limit, you're placing in those events right there. That as simple as that. You're the worst you would have done is 26 on one event. The rest you would have been, for the majority of it, you would have been in the top 10.
Crazy.
Right? That's pretty insane, right? But if you look at the average inches caught, you guys can actually, I have it hidden, but you can go back and you can look at our results. And I think the average, 70 to 80 inches a tournament would have put you in the top 15. Right? So for those, and I do that for those of you that are like, oh, I can't do it. No, you can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can get lucky, or anyone can go out there and put the work in and catch those fish. I'm going to do a comparison. And if you want to look up here on the top side of this, you would see the comparison in inches versus points right there, how that would have changed. So on the far right, that is where Angler of the Year points fell last year. And if we were doing inches on the left-hand side, that's how it would have been based off of your best 5. So I can kind of see why anglers want to go points versus inches, because a lot, based on the data down there, a lot of us, including myself, struggle to catch those high quality limits day in and or tournament after tournament. So when you talk about points inflation, right, you can 7th place down there. Let's use St. John's. Someone who caught 50 inches of fish got 93 points for St. John's, and they only caught 40 inches worth of fish. Right? So, but for the point system, that's probably in their top 5 with 3 fish. Make sense? So points, that there's an argument for both sides of it. So just 60 inches is the limit of 12 inches. Yeah, you're very right, Paul Roach. That 12-inch limit, that 60-inch limit, eventually could potentially get you a top 10 in half of our events. So, but a big one here that I really wanted to touch on was Thomas Woodring. I think he is the one that made the biggest jump when it came to points versus inches. If you look over the year, he consistently caught like around a 70, mid 70 to mid to high 80s throughout the entire season. And that's where he fell at on points. But if you look at how many inches he actually caught, it bumped him down significantly on the inches too. So just we wanted to do the math.
Yeah, it was just interesting conversation. I brought it up to him.
Yeah.
I was like, another club in another state brought up the inches, and I was like, huh, that's an interesting perspective. And we put it out there, just see what you guys thought. It definitely makes it challenging if you went that inches route. We're going points, like we said, but it's definitely an interesting look. And yeah, there's a lot of like throughout the tournaments, like all those, I would say every single one of those can produce giant bags on the schedule this past year. But there's a lot of, you know how Saturdays and tournaments go sometimes it's the worst weather of the week, you know.
Yeah, the variables change.
yeah, for sure. But all the lakes this coming season are great lakes and capable of putting up big numbers. I think the tightest lake we're going to this year, probably Blue Cypress. Not a huge body of water. It can produce a decent bag, but that's going to be a tight one for sure on Blue Cypress. I think everybody will catch a limit. The numbers will be tight though.
Yeah, and again, guys, we chose these lakes here. There's a few of these lakes on here that we've never hosted an event at, like Blue Cypress and Lake Garcia are two lakes in which we have not hosted an event out of, but they are bodies of water in which you guys can go out there and catch a bass of a lifetime. Lake Toho has produced and continues to produce. They are going to be killing a lot of the grass. They just got awarded like a $680,000 grant to go in and wipe out the north end and do plant management or habitat management on the north end. So we'll see what that does. Potentially that could change the lake selection for September. But as of right now, it's still a go. It's just going to be we're have to figure that out as we get closer to September. Blue Cypress, again, it's a one boat ramp. It's a big enough body of water for 30 people to go out and fish. Orange Lake is phenomenal. We've held our championship out there in an event last year, and 25.5-inch fish and a 26.5, right? Or 26 was caught.
Yeah, 26. It was a 25 and a quarter this year.
Yeah,
and a 25, I think, last year.
Claremont chain is going to be a challenge. That'll be like our St. John's for next year. It's going to be a challenge for folks to go out there. But, you know, again, that's a whole part of fishing. Fellsmere Stick Marsh, phenomenal bodies of water, both there. Rodman is another fantastic, body of water. Panasoffkee is going to be a challenge. Lake Garcia is going to be fun. And then Seminole was a blast. We went to Seminole and we stayed in a bunch of us rented an Airbnb and we all stayed together and had one of the best times to close out the year. So we put that on there this year early. So hopefully you guys can plan. We can plan something, get a big Airbnb to where we can all go out there and kind of, just enjoy each other's company and fish. It was a sure enough good time with everybody that was able to make the trip up there. 26.5, Sherman Bishop. Thank you.
Stud.
But yeah, no, hopefully you guys enjoy you guys are excited to go out there and fish those bodies of water. We wanted to put some lakes on there that only offered one boat ramp to kind of make things easier and really, bring the club together and everyone kind of get that one launch to where we can get some of that too, where everyone's launching at the same point, going out and having fun. But on those lakes, remember sportsmanship. Again, right? Communication is really, really important. But yeah, Seminole was my best week of fishing and I sucked on tournament day. All that trash talking there, Ryan, all that trash talking. I'm just kidding.
It's all that pre-fishing on Friday.
Yes, that is what I think we caught like 30 something fish. shotgun launches. So we're going to do, on those smaller bodies of water, on those things, yeah, we might, but we don't want to do too much variations in the rules when it comes to that. Changing things can cause people to get upset. Ramp launch proximity. Yep. All of those things. It's in the rules, right? One ramp, we all launch 30 minutes prior, and you got a 50-yard buffer zone unless you communicate. Me, Sean, Harrelson, and all of us, we're probably going to be within casting range of one another. I'm just kidding, but that's what we normally are. But
Me
we
and Todd will
talk,
be
we
boat to boat,
communicate.
though.
Yeah, but we talk, we communicate, and we allow everyone to do so. I don't care if you're next to me; I'm probably going to be talking to you, and we'll be having a good time, right? But as long as sportsmanship is followed, we're good.
We combine our
yeah.
life jokes.
Yes, that does not work. So one thing I want to. We're at an hour and 15 here. Another couple things I do want to hit before we get off of here, just so we're not keeping you guys here too long. Do we have any events with other? Not right now. Lake Seminole will be a joint hosted event. I haven't seen any schedules for Bass yet, so no. As of right now, they're just ours. Last year, if you look at these, this data here. St. John's, we added that to our schedule with bass. 6 anglers registered, or 23 anglers registered. Orange Lake was an addition, 25, and then Seminole was added and only 16. And you compare that to all of our other regular season events, those were our lowest turnouts. And as far as that goes, with the costs that are associated with the checks and everything that goes into that, there really wasn't a much return on investment there that could have went towards the championship. But that doesn't mean that we won't. We just wanted to minimize the amount of double ups that we did each month compared to last year, because we would do an event on the second Saturday of each month and then the third or the fourth, right? So we weren't getting the participation that we really wanted. So I wouldn't mind working with Bass, but again, they have their own schedule. And we release ours well in advance before they haven't even done their state championship yet. So as of right now, the only thing that we're going to be working with is the Northwest, right, Sean? Hopefully.
Yeah,
Hopefully
right.
That's the plan.
Yeah, it'll probably be a Seminole event, obviously.
Yeah, and Blanco, that's why we didn't do the double ups, just because of Bass. There's Bass and FKBT. We don't want to oversaturate you guys and make you guys have to pick and choose where you want to go. We're going to keep our events on the second Saturday, and then in April we'll double up with Seminole.
Except for September. September's the only month that we do it the first Saturday.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. And we did it the first Saturday because there's some things going on in September that will not allow us to do it on the second Saturday. And at the end of September is Bass, so we didn't want to go too close to them for anglers that wanted to pre-fish. So that's why we're doing it on September 7th. And we're starting in September so that we can end in May like we did this year, so we don't go into June. Kids getting out of college and vacations and all that seems to be too much of a headache, and the weather, afternoon thunderstorms are terrible. So, okay, I'm going to move on because I can see we're dropping some people that are viewing. So I do want to go in real quick and talk about the registration and membership. For those anglers or members who have never joined before, Fishing Chaos, you need to download that app. I'm going to pull up some photos here real quick. When you're on the Fishing Chaos platform, you're going to go to the trail/club icon, and you're going to type in FKBT. When you type in FKBT underneath the trail and club, you are going to see this logo. It'll say Florida Kayak Bass Trail. As of right now, I think they said we're at 13 members. But this is what that's going to look like if you're going through your phone. You will see down at the bottom, if you scroll down, you will see click here to join. It's a $50 membership fee. You click here, you click that icon. It's going to make you fill out all those questions. You fill those questions out, you pay your dues, then you will become a member. When you become a member, you're going to get an automated email that's going to be sent to you, like a welcoming email that's going to give you a list of our current discounts that we have from our sponsors, but also give you our information to reach out to us in the event you're having a question. All of our tournaments and all the registration for our tournaments is done underneath the FKBT on Fishing Chaos. So there's how-to videos on our members only page or our official page now. I will publish those back to the top. But if you have questions on how the tournament dashboard works, how to submit fish, how to edit entries, how to create your profile, all of that, please reach out to myself. I will walk you through that. Please wait until next Monday, or no, excuse me, next Friday to do so, because that's when I'll be getting back in from out of town. I'm gonna devote all my attention to my wife and family on vacation, so I'm gonna put myself on a side while I'm there. So I won't respond promptly. So reach out to Clutter, Sean, or Todd, and they'll be able to assist you. But there's videos out there. It's $50 a year, so that's a one-time fee. Entry fees per event is $50 with an optional $10 big bass. So nothing crazy there. Ryan, we're not going to release sponsor gain or loss yet until we solidify all that later on. But yeah, that information will not be disclosed as of right now. The sponsors that you see and that we had last year are still on board and are active as of right now. But yeah, thank you for that. We'll brief that more after ICAST and whatnot. But registration and membership, our goal this year is to reach the 100 member mark, but we can't do that without you guys sharing it. As of right now, same ID tag as last year. More to come on that. More to come on the identifier tag. I don't see it being changed, but it all depends on sponsorship and stuff of that nature too, and if it's something that they approve us to do with Van Hunks. Okay, I don't see it changing, but more to come on that. I know that we'll potentially still allow it for the first couple events if it does change. That's all I have for registration membership. Boat Ramp Beatdown is not going to be July 27th. We're going to move it to the July. What's the weekend of? Hold on. It's going to be July 20th. July 20th is going to be the Boat Ramp Beatdown on Lake Toho. That is the week of ICAST for those of you that are going to ICAST. The 16th through the 19th on Saturday, the 20th, is going to be our Boat Ramp Beatdown out of the north. It's Big Toho Marina is where we're going to be launching out of there. It's going to be for launch at 5:30, lines in at 6, lines out at noon. It'll be on Fishing Chaos. It's open to all. This is not a members-only tournament. Any and everyone can sign up just so long as they have their waiver on file, an FKBT waiver filled out. I will publish that tonight before I go to bed. I will create that tournament on Fishing Chaos, so registration will be open starting tomorrow for you guys to register for that event. This will be a perfect opportunity for you guys to test out the tournament management system and all of that for our new members. But spread the word, get anglers out there to fish, get signed up, and yeah, that's it. That's all I have for the Boat Ramp Beatdown. If you guys have any questions about that, reach out to me, let me know, and I will do my best to answer it. But our last thing I want to hit on, Sean, for those of you that don't know, won the Omnia tournament. He had to come up with some big fish on the final day, and he landed a 25. If you look up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see his PB, which is a 9.66 pound behemoth. How big? 25.5 inches?
Yeah, 25.5.
25.5, securing him $2,000 in a first place. So give him a round of applause there, guys.
Hercules.
That was his first and only win in the 2023-2024 season. So Congratulations on that, Sean.
Hey,
If they only knew what you had to endure to get that win.
the $2,000 fish was a 22-inch stud.
Yes. And he called the shot on it too.
Yeah, called my shot.
So fantastic job on that, Sean. You're walking away, Florida, a winner.
Weekend trash talking trail. Yeah, it's been I don't know if I won a weekend trash talking trail. I think I've won one this year.
Are you still on?
Yeah.
I am.
Well, congrats there. We're going to finish off with what our vision and mission is for next year. Again, if you guys haven't noticed, we have made the what last year was referred to as the FKBT members only page has now been turned into the FKBT official page. We are opening that up to non-members. The reason we have done that, and we can't make it public. Facebook won't allow you to go private or from private to public for whatever reason. We're going to keep it as the official page. We're going to have two. We're going to have the public page, and we'll have our official page. They're talking now, so that's good. But we did that so that anglers, people can utilize those discount codes to where that we have that sponsors have given us to boost our numbers and people actually using those codes so that whenever sponsors look at it, when we say, hey, do you guys still want to sponsor the FKBT? Unless our members are using those codes and they look at it in their system, be like, well, your anglers haven't really been purchasing any products, so we don't see the benefit. Us pushing out those codes to the kayak community here in Florida could potentially increase those numbers and potential sponsorships to grow our club exponentially that way for future sponsorships down the road. So that's why we did that. But that's also our job here is to spread and to increase the kayak bass fishing community and educate those who want to join but might be afraid for whatever reasons. This is an opportunity for them to interact with our members, right, on a kind of private but open area as well. So for those of you that have been added and are new to the FKBT and you have questions, drop those questions in on that Facebook platform so that they can be answered. It's private, but we're opening it up to anglers who, when they request to join, as long as they're not spam or they're not like fake accounts, we're approving them so that they can potentially, gain a better understanding of what our club is and what that looks like and whatnot. Championship is a 2-day event, Amy. It's going to continue to be a 2-day event.
2-day, 10 fish.
2-day, 10 fish. So
best 5 each day.
2-day, 10 fish, best 5 each day. I don't know why people were in fits about the 2-day 5 fish. But again, one angler was able to secure over 100 inches on 2 days on Toho, which is a feat in its own. So good job again for Seth Taylor taking home the championship for 2024. Fantastic job there with his finish and solid day 2.
You almost got your one and only win, but you tanked on day 2.
I didn't tank. I caught fish. I didn't catch big fish. I caught
complete
17s,
letdown.
18s.
Complete letdown.
But yeah, it only has one date on the graphic. Yeah, we'll go in, Todd. That's a good point. We'll go in and we'll change that to the 17th. So thank you, Amy, for bringing that up. Good catch. She's in the school system, so she pays attention to the details, and that's what we need. So, and also, Amy, congrats on your Bassmaster article that you posted. For those of you that don't know or saw that on our members only page or on our Facebook page, Amy was highlighted in a Bassmaster article this past or yesterday, I think, is when it was published. So,
let the puppy speak, Todd.
Kimberly, whenever go ahead and submit a request to join the official page again, I'll approve you, and that's where you can get the waiver to sign. But yeah, our vision for this is to be over 100 members, well over 100, just so that we can continue to spread the bass or the kayak bass fishing community. But we also want to do some stuff for the community. So Clutter does Cops for Bobbers every year. I would love for the FKBT to play a part in that. We had another member last year that had an event at his local fishing club that was within his community that we went out to, brought our kayaks out to, and Randy, and we showcased our kayaks and fished with kids. So if you guys have events that are going on within your communities that you think that would help our club, let us know. We would love to participate in those. So that we can just spread the word and get folks just out in the water fishing and enjoying the nature. At the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. So that's really what we're here for. We're also here for a really good time. Our goal here is to host first-class events, right? Our job here, our goal here is to be respectful to you guys, but also you guys be respectful to us, so that we can be the premier club in Florida that folks want to be a part of, right? So again, we don't want any drama, right? We're a drama free. We're not going to air anything out there. We hope that you guys are good ambassadors of the sport, so that we can continue to grow. So again, that's all I have for you guys. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and sticking around for an hour and a half of listening to us talk. Clutter, thank you so much for being present and here with us today. It is commendable that you are here, that we got so much of your time, Sergeant Clutter.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We need to see more of this face. That smile is contagious, so we appreciate you being here. Mitchell, you missed a lot, so you're gonna have to go back and look. We're not starting over. So
hey, don't listen to Harrelson. Forward-facing sonars always in play.
Yeah. And also, Todd, real quick before we get this out of here, Todd, we got some good merchandise that is going to be available coming up next year, right? So, he's muted.
He muted himself again.
It's okay, Todd.
I keep muted because the dog starts going crazy,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've got some cool stuff coming up. We've got some, of course, our regular fishing shirts. We've got some hoodies. We've got some new designs coming up. We've got also some more the dress shirt style fishing shirts that are vented in the back, buttoned up. So, of course, hats, anything that anybody wants. If you have a special need, just let me know. We can probably come up with it for you as well.
For those of you that don't know and are new to this, Todd does all of our checks. Todd, you want to bring up our checks? What that's going to look like for this year, and then we'll get off of here. We'll let you guys go, but we got a new design and color scheme for 24-25 on what our checks are going to look like moving forward, which is really cool. So Todd put a lot of time into that.
Get this. They're big files, so it takes for us.
Mitchell's over here harassing me. I don't know what I'm going to have to do about that, Sean. I'm going to have to have you handle that. I think he is. We'll have to call after this and set him straight.
Yeah.
All right. So this is in the works right here. This is kind of the rough layout. So, like we said, sponsors can change a little bit on here. Anyway, there we go.
Yeah, this is what we're going to be doing for next year. I think it looks awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Todd, for putting in all that work. On the Claremont chain, you got it.
Yeah, you might as well put your own name there.
Yeah. Mitchell said new wallpaper. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Mitchell's house is covered in those things. So awesome. Again, guys, we truly appreciate you guys sticking around for the hour and a half with us. Again, we're sorry for not being present, but again, we have our lives. We have families that we need to spend time with whenever it's the off season. It's not really the off season, but when we're not fishing, we really got to put some time in with our families. So again, we appreciate you guys bearing with us there. We're going to be back full throttle in September. We hopefully see you guys out on July 20th at the Big Toho Marina. for the boat ramp beatdown. I'll go live with and publish that to our page here before I go to bed tonight. And yeah, hopefully you guys get signed up. We'll see you out there. If you're going to ICAST, stop by the Strike King Lose and Mock booth. You'll see us there. We'd love to sit down and chat and talk with you guys there. But other than that, guys, y'all have anything else? Again, thank you to all of our sponsors from last year, this year. Again, we wouldn't be where we're at without you guys, our members, and our sponsors. So again, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys here in the next couple weeks. But when we go live again in regards to the boat ramp beatdown. So until then, we'll see you. Tight lines. Be safe out on the water.
Yeah, especially this weekend, be safe on the water. It's going to be rough out there.
All right. Tight lines. Deuces.